Welcome to GK_Golden Book Tree. Hope you all are doing well. Today's class is on the Indian monsoon. Recently, in the northern parts of India experiencing heavy rainfall, cloud burst, flood in the regional rivers of Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Delhi, Punjab, Jammu and Kashmir, Rajasthan and many more states. The India Meteorological Department, IMD, has issued a high alerts in Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Delhi, Punjab, Jammu and Kashmir, Rajasthan and many more states. What is monsoon? The monsoon word is derived from the Arabic word, mausim, which means season. Monsoons are seasonal reversal in the wind direction during a year strong, often violent winds that change direction with the season. Atmospheric pressure belt. When the air heat it slowly expands and when air cools down it slowly compressed. This phenomenon causes change in the atmosphere. Atmospheric pressure is measured by an instrument called barometer. The units used by meteorologists is millibars, MB. There are 4 categories of the pressure belts and their names are equatorial low pressure belt, the subtropical highs pressure belt, the subpolar lows pressure belt, and the polar highs pressure belt. The monsoon can be categorized into 2 branches based on their spread over the subcontinent, Arabian Sea branch, Bay of Bengal branch, and further categorized into 2 segments based on the direction of rain-bearing winds, southwest monsoon and northeast monsoon. In the news, the effect of western disturbances are storms or subtropical westerly wet streams causes heavy rainfall and flood in the northern part of India. The interaction between monsoon and a western disturbance over the extratropical region and believed to be the cause of heavy rainfall. What is western disturbances? According to the India Meteorological Department, IMD, the western disturbances are storms, low-pressure systems, that originate in the Caspian or Mediterranean Sea, and bring subtropical westerly jet streams or non-monsoonal rainfall to northwest India. Low pressure or doldrums. Why it has been called as a doldrums? Doldrums refers to the belt around the earth near the equator where sailing ships sometimes get stuck on windless waters. The pressure decreases rapidly with height and have extremely calm air movements. This belt is the convergence zone of the trade winds from the hemispheres from subtropical high-pressure belts. Low pressure area lies along the equator and receives the highest amount of insolation. This is the process of convection, vertical winds, where intense heating of water take place and it converts into the light vertical air by warming up and starts to rises over the equatorial region. The low pressure belt passes along the oceans, the winds obtain huge amount of moisture. This causes the accumulation of clouds or cumulonimbus clouds and thunderstorms leads to causes a convectional rainfall in the region. High pressure belt or horse latitudes. In historical period, the sailing vessels with cargo of horses found it difficult to sail under calm conditions of this high pressure belt. Sailors used to throw their horses into the sea when fodder ran out. Hence like this high pressure belt got the name horse latitudes. The complete loss of moisture from the air at the ITCZ causes the air moving away from equatorial low pressure belt in the upper troposphere becomes dry and cold. The term ITCZ, the Intertropical Convergence Zone, is the region that circles the Earth, near the equator, where the trade winds of the northern and southern hemispheres come together. The weak winds are created in the high-pressure belt zone. The lowest temperatures are found over the poles. The subpolar low-pressure belts after getting saturated and starts to becomes a dry air. The dry air becomes cold while moving towards poles through upper troposphere. Seasons in India. According to the Indian Meteorological Department, India have 4 seasons. Winter or cold weather season. It occurs from the month of December to February. Summer or pre-monsoon season. It occurs from the month of March to May. Monsoon or rainy season. It occurs from the month of June to September. Post-monsoon or autumn season. It occurs from the month of October to November. There are 2 major parameters which promotes and decide the monsoon formation patterns around the world. One is temperature and second is precipitation. The temperature of an area is dependent upon the latitude or the distribution of the incoming and outgoing radiation. The amount of solar energy received on the surface varies because of the latitude. Generally the temperature decreases from the equator towards the poles. In India, the Tropic of Cancer passes through 8 states of India. from Rajasthan, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, West Bengal, Tripura, and Mizoram. All these areas are from the north of the tropic, lies in the subtropics. Therefore, India's climate type is tropical as well as subtropical climates. The relief features, it plays a major role in determining the climate of a place. High mountains ranges act as barriers for cold or hot winds. They cause precipitation in the area. If they are high enough, then it acts as a rain-bearing winds. The presence of the Indian Ocean, Bay of Bengal, and the Arabian Sea around the Indian continent help in retaining the moisture in the winds during the hot season. The presence of ranges like the Western Ghats and the Himalayas right across the path of the southwest monsoon winds, and main cause of the substantial orographic precipitation throughout the subcontinent. The presence of the Eastern Ghats play the role of orographic barrier of the northeast monsoon. The Western Ghats are the first highlands of India that the southwest monsoon winds will encounter. The Himalayan ranges play a most crucial role in holding the southwest monsoon winds that would blow right over the Indian subcontinent towards the Tibetan Mountains, Mongolia, and Russia. The Himalayas acts as an orographic barrier for the monsoon. Leeward side, the term lee, taken from the German word, means where the sea is not exposed to the wind. The leeward side, a rain shadow area, where trade winds were blocked by the mountains. As a trade wind reaches the leeward side, a little amount of moisture has been left by the time and generally warmer and drier session. The altitude, as we move from the plain surface toward the higher altitude, the atmosphere becomes less dense and temperature decreases. This phenomenon causes the cooler region on the hilly areas. The prevailing and pressure wind system, it is depend on the latitude and altitude of the place, and influences the temperature and rainfall pattern. In India, following types of winds are pressure and surface winds, western cyclonic disturbances and tropical cyclone. Western Ghats is a drought-prone area, upper air circulation. During winter, India experiences the high pressure in the north area of the Himalayas, and the cold dry winds blow from the northern region to the low pressure areas over the oceans to the south. During summer, India experiences a low pressure over interior Asia, as well as over northwestern India. This causes a complete reversal of the direction of winds during summer. The land distance from the sea, continentality. As we move away from the sea exerts a moderating influence decreases, and the people who lives near the coastal area experience extreme weather. And this leads to the hot temperature during summers and very cold temperature during winters. The southwest monsoon winds, air moves from the high pressure area to the southern Indian Ocean. In a southeasterly direction, crosses the equator, and turns right towards the low pressure areas over the Indian subcontinent. Winds blow over the warm oceans, gather moisture and bring widespread rainfall over the mainland. Definition of precipitation is when atmospheric water vapor get condensed, relative humidity 100%, and starts to fall down in the form of rain, hail due to the earth gravity. Relative humidity is a ratio of a measure of the actual amount of water vapor in the air compared to the total amount of vapor that can exist in the air at its current temperature. The continuous chilling effect on the air causes the increases in the relative humidity, and leads to the water vapor to condensation stage in the cloud. There are two types of the precipitation. One is liquid precipitation, rainfall, and second one is solid precipitation, snowfall. Thank you for being with us. Do take care of yourself and your family, friends. Please do subscribe, like and share to our YouTube channel to your friends. And hit the bell icon for the further updates.